Okay team, I have a very special job for you today. I need you to create a program that bolsters intercultural understanding in our school. I'm counting on you guys.
Morning, everyone. Did you see what Rob left us to do?
Yeah, he wants us to come up with a program as he feels there's not enough cultural understanding or significance at the school.
Well, I suppose it couldn't help. I mean, after all, something like 51% of the schools speak English as a second language, so it's a good thing.
It sounds great, but we can hardly get kids to keep their hats on at lunchtime. How are we going to do this?
We have to make it interesting for them, Matthew. We got to frame it in a way that they understand the importance of culture and at the same time learn valuable skills.
Well, I have noticed a lot of students absolutely love arguing with teachers and each other. So if there's a way for us to channel that skill and turn it into something constructive to help them learn cultural understanding and significance, maybe that would work.
Well, I hear about a lot of schools implementing debating programs. Maybe we could do that.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good, and especially if we incorporate intercultural understanding and global relations. A lot of students don't really have a concept of, international relations or intercultural understanding. I mean, if I'm honest, I don't have a very good knowledge of international relations or, for example, how the UN works.
Okay, well then we should do a model UN, I think, and I think also that Rob will love this.
Order! Do you kids want to be like the real UN?
What we are trying to provide is an experiential learning for the students because it improves the students' attitude and appreciation within any given subject. What the students will be experiencing is the ability to engage in politics and international relation through the experiential learning. They'll be able to build skills, and because due to the adolescent stage, such dense information can be boring, so implementing this fun approach, such as the debating and the UN model, they'll be able to build the confidence that will create a strong sense of global agency so that they can make informed opinions and judgments on international relations. Here, the students will recognise that multiculturalism and the way that it has shaped Australia. So basically, they'll gain insights in understanding multiculturalism and how they can recognise it. The students will be able to investigate factors that influence the perceptions of multiculturalism. One of the issues or one of the things with North Mead Kappa High School is that we have a high number of students, so 51% of students that are from a different background, and this is one of the reasons why it has prompted us to address inclusivity and embrace the dynamic of different cultures within the school. Another thing is that we are moving towards globalization, so students will need to develop skills that are relevant to the 21st century as they work towards a nation of multiculturalism. Another thing is that we need to integrate multicultural learning to enable students to be critical of their own understanding and spark student interest in the topic. So here, the teachers will need to look into the module that best fits their model and program each subject in order for teachers to assess outcomes, in order to in order for them to address the syllabus points. So here you've got English, music, geography, place and livability, human well-being, international law and legal studies, Japanese, so you have the introduction, the introductory section. And here this is the way we're going to be measuring the outcomes for stage 4. So as the students achieve these outcomes, they will go up the scale and earn points for that.
So up here we have our planning and implementation timeline for our Model UN project. So it's going to require 3 planning sessions over 3 weeks before we can start to implement. So in these 3 sessions, we're going to work as a whole school group on aligning the curriculum across faculties. So if we're teaching World War II in English and in Japanese in, say, week 2 of term, then it will make sense that our Model UN topic for that week would be around World War II or war in general. So after that, then we're going to discuss the overlapping timing in our curriculum, and we're going to start to build a rough timeline of what Model UN topics are going to be covered in which week of term. So after that, once the final schedule is drawn up for the Model UN, we're going to invite the Model UN youth group to visit the school and discuss how the Model UN is meant to be run to both the teachers and the students. So this should hopefully increase teacher understanding of the topic, as well as garner some student interest in the project. So, the first topic will be given to students in their homeroom on Monday of week 5, and then the first Model UN assembly will occur in homeroom on Friday of week 5. So, what is homeroom? So, we're going to start implementing a 20-minute homeroom in each day. So, North Mead Kappa High School is a 4-period school, so we're going to take 5 minutes out of each period to give students a 20-minute homeroom at the beginning of the day in order to prepare for their UN assembly. There's plenty of research that shows that this is beneficial in multiple ways. So we're going to invite the Model UN Youth Assembly back for the final debate, and they'll be able to use our marking criteria to actually judge the winner. So because we'll have such a huge group of students doing the Model UN Assembly, each year will be split into their homeroom, and each homeroom class will do their own Model UN debate. So, basically, in week 9, after our final preliminary debate, teachers will sit down together, have a look at their marking criteria, and decide on one homeroom class from each year group to be allowed to participate in the final assembly.
Yeah, this all looks really good, guys. I think Rob's really going to like it. But one thing I think we need to implement is a way of measuring the success of the program. So, yeah, it's all well and good to implement something, but we need to see if it's working. We need to see what needs to be improved. Okay, so obviously we're going to be observing these debates, and I think that's the time when we need to be taking notes of, okay, what's working? Are the students getting are they understanding why we're getting them to do this? Because we don't want them just doing it, just going through the motions. We want them, learning the underlying message that we're trying to give them. Okay, so maybe what we can also do at the end of a debate, for example, we can administer surveys to students. Now, I know what you're going to say, guys. Like, students are just going to write anything, because they don't care, but we still need some way to track and measure these outcomes that we're implementing. So I think even if we don't take it as 100% accurate, it still gives us some sort of baseline as to what the students think of these debates. Okay. In addition to this, I think if we sort of implement a test at the end of the term, okay, at the end of the term after all of these debates, I think that could be really good too. I think a test that sort of tests students' intercultural understanding, their cultural competency, as well as their knowledge of global and international relations, which is what we're really trying to get out of this.
School culture is the set of ceremonies, rituals, norms, values and beliefs that form the identity of a school. In order to improve the school culture, you will have to work on stakeholders. Stakeholders in a school are students, teachers, and the community, the outer community. Now, this particular program works on students by providing activities that are aimed at fostering curriculum capabilities such as personal, social, critical, and intercultural. At the same time, debating activities will improve tolerance and celebrate diversity. Resources and topics will provide multiple perspectives of a cultural nature for students to confront themselves. At the same time, it is expected that there will be an improvement in classroom behavior because students will collectively explore, discuss topics in a controlled environment. Insofar as teachers are concerned, these programs will provide and create communities of practice amongst teachers. It will be a peer-to-peer collaboration. Mind you, that will also occur by way of generating peer-to-peer collaboration amongst students. Finally, insofar as community is concerned, this program can be then upsize to a larger scale in projects that involve other schools, and these sort of further implementation are likely to change the perception that the community will have of the school culture. Thank you.